It's time to look at the What the Kobe 7, 8, and 9. You'll recall that originally the first Nike What the shoe was the What the Dunk from 2007. It was a Dunk SB made up of about 50 other different Dunk SBs, and the shoes are really a mishmash. The left shoe looks entirely different than the right shoe, and that's one of the big parts of the What the concept. The first time that Nike took that concept and put it on a pair of basketball shoes was in 2012 with these What the Kobe 7s. Earlier that same year, Nike released the What the Max pack, a pack of Air Max 90s, 95s, and 2012s. But Nike didn't fully execute the What the concept on those shoes. They really weren't a mishmash of different 90s, 95s, and 2012s. And as we'll see here with the What the Kobe 7s, they sort of executed the concept, but not fully. When we look at these two shoes, you'll notice that predominantly the left shoe looks just like the right shoe. It's all of the little details like the laces and the swooshes and the logos that are different colors. But the upper of the shoe is really the same from one shoe to the other. We'll see how Nike progressed from the 7 to the 8 and really went all out on the What the Kobe 8. But for now, let's look at the 7s. So you'll notice that the swooshes are different colors. We've got orange here versus blue. The Kobe logo is orange here versus yellow. You'll notice that this peach pinkish color right here going around the back is contrasted with blue right here. The liner on this shoe is purple and the liner on this shoe is blue. Even look at the flywire. You'll notice blue flywire on this shoe and purple flywire on this shoe. The midsoles are the same from one to the other. When we look at the outsoles, we'll notice that they're icy and that for the most part they're the same. What's different is actually just the color of the Kobe logos on the back, a yellow Kobe logo on one and a purple on the other. My favorite detail about the What the Kobe 7s is actually this cool little logo back here that shows various predators which were the inspiration of other Kobe 7s. You've got a snake, a shark, a wolf, a little dart frog, and then a cheetah. Very, very cool details right there. And of course, the colors on the back of these What the Kobe's are different. Red signature versus yellow. You've got this peachish pink right here versus blue. And even right here, this little thing slid in here is yellow versus blue on this shoe. Cool little details, but they didn't fully execute the concept like they did here on the What the Kobe 8s. Let's have a look at this shoe. And they're amazing. It's so lightweight. Actually, it feels like it's about half as heavy as the Kobe 7 that we were just looking at earlier. And when we look at the 8, you can see just how progressive it is compared to the 7. The shoes really truly are completely different than one another, and it reminds me of why I fell in love with Nike to begin with. When Nike makes a shoe, typically each shoe gets cooler and cooler and cooler, and that's definitely what happened from the 7 to the 8. Let's have a look at the details on the What the Kobe 8. You'll notice the uppers are completely different. Blue on this shoe versus red on this. Blue and red laces versus yellow and orange over here. The Kobe logos are different colors. The swooshes, you've got a red swoosh over here versus a yellow one. As we turn the shoes over here, no swoosh. It says Nike. That was actually inspired by the Mamba Curials, which was a hybrid of a Kobe shoe, inspired by a mercurial football boot. And then over here, a little yellow swoosh. But the shoes are really, truly different than one another. Even look right there at the midsoles, the colors of them, the speckles. The outsoles are amazing. Icy outsole over here with a purple and red logo. Over here, you've got this greenish outsole with an orange and yellow logo. Nike really went all out on the What the Kobe 8s. You'll also notice a couple of little details about these shoes. First and foremost are the extra laces. This is the only pair of What the Kobe's that has extra laces. And I really think it's a big miss for Nike when they make a What the shoe and don't include the extra laces. The laces enable Nike to put 2 more models of each shoe into each What the model. The original What the Dunks do not have extra laces. Like I said, this is the only Kobe that does have extra laces of the 3 What the shoes. The What the LeBron 10 has extra laces, but it's weird that they didn't put extra laces on all of the different shoes. Another little detail that I find very interesting is actually this little cardboard insert right here that's put there to hold the form of the shoe together. Around this time, Nike was putting this in a lot of their more desirable shoes, and I believe that they got the idea from Cole Haan. Look in there and you can see that little cardboard insert. For a while, Nike owned Cole Haan, and Cole Haan shoes have that little insert to hold the form. At the time that Nike was owning Cole Haan, usually there were Nike innovations on Cole Haan shoes, like 3M uppers or Lunar midsoles and outsoles. This is an example of something from Cole Haan actually coming over to Nike. Of course, we'll notice that the liners are different on these shoes. Even the insoles are different. Nike really went all out on the What the Kobe 8. Let's now look at the What the Kobe 9. Really a big disappointment. I think they should have called this shoe What the Disappointment. It retailed for a whopping $275. Nike raised the price on us at the last minute. And as we look at the shoes next to one another, you'll notice that they're virtually perfectly symmetrical. And that is completely in the face of all of the different What the shoes, where the left shoe is entirely different than the right shoe, down to all of the little details. Here, you'll see that the shoes are really the same. And it was like Nike was trying to capitalize on the What the concept without fully executing. Now, you'll notice that these shoes are made out of Flyknit uppers. Flyknit came out in 2012 originally as running and training shoes with the London Olympics. It was put onto soccer shoes when the World Cup came around a couple years later, and then eventually on basketball shoes with the Kobe. And these shoes are super duper high tops, and they were made actually because of Kobe's Achilles injury. And now Kobe's been injured a lot lately, and that's a big reason why Nike wasn't able to fully execute the What the concept here. You'll recall that the What the concept on basketball shoes is really taking bits and pieces of the different shoes that are worn by the player during the season and putting them on one pair. But because Kobe's been injured so much, he really didn't even have an opportunity to wear too many different colorways of the same shoe, so Nike could not really execute on the What the concept. That being said, they probably should have just skipped it entirely. It didn't make sense for them to call this shoe a What the Kobe and then not execute, having two shoes that are exactly symmetrical. Especially at a time where the most recent What the LeBron and What the KD, they really went all out. The What the LeBron was really a greatest hits of all of the different LeBron shoes going back to the Zoom generation. The most recent KD model was comprised of 35 different Kevin Durant shoes because his number is 35, and the What the KD was the 36th shoe. Here, they just sort of slapped the What the Kobe name on this shoe, even though it's not really a mishmash of anything. Actually, it looks much more like an Easter or Christmas shoe, and then they just put What the Kobe on there. We'll put these ones right up in the front. By far the coolest, by far the most progressive of all of the different What the Kobe shoes. It's been a real pleasure walking you through the various models. I'm sure we'll see a What the Kobe 10. They've already released a bunch of different Kobe 10s with crazy inspirations all over the map. They'll probably put all those together on a Kobe 10 What the shoe, but who knows how many more What the Kobes there will be, especially with his career being so plagued with injuries as it has been lately. Anyway, it's been a pleasure checking out the What the Kobe 7, 8, and 9.